Is Jungkook too impatient? His cryptic signals make fans believe BTS will come back earlier than March. Was that really just a casual sentence, or was Jungkook secretly dropping a bombshell? Why did he suddenly talk about short time and wanting to return quickly? And why did fans around the world freeze, rewind, screenshot, and scream at the same exact moment? Could BTS really return earlier than March? And is Jungkook the one silently pushing the clock forward from the first days of January? Something about Jungkook has felt different. Not loud, not dramatic, but strange in a way that only true fans can sense. His tone, his choice of words, his timing, nothing looked accidental. And in the world of BTS, nothing ever is. Fans began asking one dangerous question. What if March is too late for Jungkook? What if BTS is coming back sooner than anyone is ready for? At the beginning of January 2026, Big Hit Music officially announced through Weverse that BTS would release their fifth studio album, often called the fifth album, on March 20th, 2026 at 1 p.m. Korea Standard Time. The album would contain 14 tracks and mark the full group comeback of all 7 members after completing their mandatory military service. A world tour schedule would be revealed on January 14th, 2026, and album pre-orders would open on January 16th, 2026. The announcement caused massive traffic, even briefly crashing Weverse. The world was ready, or at least trying to be, but fans noticed something. While the company said March, Jungkook sounded like he didn't want to wait that long, and early January, Jungkook made several appearances, casual messages, and small remarks that suddenly felt loaded with meaning. He spoke about time being short. He said he wanted to come back quickly. He hinted that waiting felt long. He didn't say dates. He didn't say February. He didn't say come back. But in BTS language, silence often speaks louder than words. ARMY didn't ignore it. They analyzed every word, every pause, every smile, every sigh, and a theory was born. Jungkook is impatient. Not in a childish way, but in a longing way. A performer who has been away from the stage too long. A singer who misses hearing thousands of voices scream his name. A member who wants BTS back in full form as soon as possible. Fans began whispering, what if Jungkook is pushing for February? The idea exploded online. On X, Twitter, hashtags like #BTSComeback2026 and #BTSComebackFebruary began trending. Some joked, a tease in February, BTS in March, but what if BTS says, why not February too? Others wrote, manifesting BTS February comeback. Jungkook, we hear you. Some fans even said, when Jungkook says short time, I trust him more than calendars. But where did this theory really come from? It started with tone. Jungkook didn't sound relaxed about waiting. He didn't sound patient. He sounded like someone counting days. When he talked about returning, his voice carried urgency. Not anxiety, but hunger. The hunger of an artist who hasn't performed as BTS for almost 4 years. Then fans remembered something else. At the end of 2025, several members had already said in lives and interviews that they wanted to come back quickly. At the time, people thought they meant 2026 in general. But now, with March officially announced, those old words suddenly felt sharper. What if quickly didn't mean March? What if it meant sooner? And then came the industry whispers. Some insiders and K-pop observers said that February 2026 would be a powerful month. The market would already be warming up because groups like BTS were releasing new music on February 6, 2026. That meant attention would be on K-pop globally. Releasing BTS in February could mean dominating the early year charts and setting the tone for all of 2026. Fans started connecting dots. They said, post-military momentum is precious. The longer BTS waits, the more that emotional explosion cools down. February feels like striking while the fire is still wild. March feels safe, but maybe too slow for someone like Jungkook. And Jungkook, above all, has always been known as someone who lives for the stage. Since trainee days, BTS members have talked about Jungkook's protective instincts and his deep attachment to the group. He isn't just a singer. He is someone who feels responsible for BTS as a whole. When he talks about wanting to come back quickly, fans don't hear selfishness. They hear loyalty, so when he casually said things like, "Time feels short," and "I want to return fast," ARMY heard code. They asked, is Jungkook quietly telling us that he doesn't agree with March? Of course, Big Hit Music and HYB have not confirmed any change. Officially, everything is still set for March 20th, 2026. Industry sources say the March date was carefully chosen so that album preparation, concept development, choreography, and world tour planning could all be perfect. This is not just a comeback. It is the biggest BTS comeback in history after nearly 4 years of hiatus. But fans know something about BTS. They love surprises and unexpected certain past drops. No one expected some sudden announcements. BTS has a long history of playing with timing, teasing fans, and then shocking them. ARMY began asking, what if February is the real plan and March is just the safe version? Some fans even theorized that HYB might be testing reactions. Announce March, see the response, then shock the world with surprise. It's February. It sounds crazy, but in BTS history, crazy often becomes real. Jungkook's role in this fantasy is central. He is the youngest, but also one of the most emotionally expressive. When he misses something, he doesn't hide it well. Fans say his face shows everything. And lately, his face has looked like someone who is tired of waiting. Why would Jungkook feel this way? Because BTS has not stood together as 7 on a stage for almost 4 years. Military service separated them physically, but not emotionally. They all released solo projects. They all grew. But BTS as BTS has been missing. For someone like Jungkook, whose entire youth was built around BTS, that absence feels heavy. Fans believe Jungkook wants his home back. That is why his words hit differently. He didn't say someday. He said soon. He didn't say we'll see. He said I want to. Those small choices matter in fandom language. Meanwhile, ARMY around the world is already preparing like it is a war plan. They're saving money for albums. They are collecting funds for concerts. They are making comeback projects, banners, fan events, streaming teams. Some are even learning Korean lyrics in advance, even though the songs don't exist yet. And they are watching Jungkook like a clock. Every post, every live, every comment is now treated like a potential spoiler. If he smiles strangely, fans ask why. If he posts late at night, fans ask if he just came from practice. If he says he is tired, fans wonder if he just finished rehearsals. Some fans even joked, Jungkook, blink twice if comeback is February. But behind the jokes, there is real emotion. BTS is not just a group. For millions, they are a source of comfort, identity, and memory. The idea of their full return after such a long separation feels like a reunion with family. That is why the question February or March feels bigger than a calendar. IT feels like, how much longer do we have to wait to feel whole again? Jungkook's impatience is not seen as selfish. It is seen as a mirror of ARMY's heart. Fans are also impatient. They are also counting days. They are also tired of waiting. When Jungkook speaks, fans hear themselves. Some fans even believe that Jungkook might be using his influence inside the group. Not forcefully, but emotionally. Saying things like, I miss it, or I want to come back fast could slowly shift the group's mood. And if the group wants it badly enough, maybe the company will listen. Did I ask that realistic? No one knows. HYB is a huge corporation. Decisions involve logistics, money, production, and global planning. But BTS is not just any artist. Their wishes carry enormous weight. If all 7 said, we are ready in February, would HYB really say no? That is the question fans keep asking. As January 14th, 2026 approaches, the world tour announcement is about to drop. Many fans believe that date might hold clues. If tour dates start earlier than expected, that could hint at an earlier album. If rehearsals seem more intense now, that could mean something is coming faster. Every sign will be studied. For now, officially, nothing has changed. March 20th, 2026 is still the date. But emotionally, for fans, February already feels possible because Jungkook made it feel possible. One sentence, one tone, One feeling of urgency, and suddenly, the future moved closer. The real question is not just, will BTS come back in February? The real question is, did Jungkook already tell us? Without saying it out loud, is he too impatient to wait for March? Or is he secretly preparing us for the biggest surprise of 2026? Only time will answer. But until then, every word Jungkook says will be treated like a clue. Every smile will be seen as a hint. Every silence will feel loud. And ARMY will keep asking the same question over and over again. Is March really the end of waiting? Or is February about to change everything? The tension only grows as the days move closer to mid-January, because in BTS history, the period right before a big announcement is always the most dangerous for fans' emotions. Every small detail suddenly feels heavy with meaning. A hoodie color, a studio light reflection, a song playing quietly in the background of a video. Nothing is random in ARMY's eyes anymore. Some fans began revisiting Jungkook's old words from years ago, trying to find patterns. They remembered how he once said that when he wants something, he becomes very focused on it. He doesn't like unfinished feelings. He doesn't like long goodbyes. He prefers action over waiting. That personality fits perfectly with the idea that he might not be comfortable with a long gap between military discharge and full BTS activities. And when fans look at the calendar, they see something interesting. Most members completed their service earlier than many expected. The emotional peak of BTS is finally back is happening now, not in March. Social media is already exploding with reunion content, edits, reaction videos, and emotional messages. The world is already in BTS mode. Waiting too long risks letting that fire cool down. That is why February feels so tempting. Fans say February would feel like striking lightning twice. First, the emotional reunion, then immediately the musical explosion. March feels like putting that lightning in a box and telling it to wait. Jungkook's words about short time and wanting to return quickly fit perfectly into this emotional logic. He is not thinking like a company. He is thinking like an artist and a fan of his own group. He knows how rare this moment is. He knows how much people are watching. He knows how fragile hype can be. Some fans even say Jungkook might be afraid of wasting this moment, because this is not just any comeback. This is BTS returning after being physically separated by duty, time, and responsibility. This is 7 men returning as something stronger than before. This is history being written again. How could someone like Jungkook not want to jump into that as soon as possible? On social media, emotional posts started appearing. Fans wrote things like, "If Jungkook is tired of waiting, I'll wait for him." Others said, "When he says he wants to come back fast, it feels like he is talking to us directly." Some even cried, saying they could hear longing in his voice. This is where the story becomes bigger than schedules, because what fans are really reacting to is not a date. They are reacting to emotion. They hear in Jungkook's voice the same feeling they carry every day, missing BTS as 7, and missing something always makes time feel slower. That is why March suddenly feels far. That is why February suddenly feels close. Industry experts continue to say that moving such a massive project is not easy. An album with 14 tracks, choreography, music videos, global distribution, marketing, and a world tour attached to it cannot simply be shifted overnight. Every day is calculated. Every week is planned. But BTS is not an ordinary project. BTS breaks systems. BTS changes calendars. BTS moves industries. So fans ask again, if anyone could change plans, wouldn't it be them? And if anyone inside BTS would emotionally push for speed, wouldn't it be Jungkook? Some fans imagine conversations that might never happen, but feel real to them. Jungkook saying, "Hyungs, I really miss it. Can we do it sooner?" Other members smiling, understanding, feeling the same hunger. Maybe laughing, maybe sighing, maybe secretly agreeing. Even if it is just fantasy, it feels believable because the longing is real. As January 14th approaches, the world tour announcement is expected to reveal the scale of BTS's return. Fans believe that tour dates could secretly confirm or deny the February theory. If the tour begins unusually early, that could mean the album must come earlier too. If everything lines up tightly after March, then maybe February was just a dream. But even if February never comes, Jungkook has already done something powerful. He has made fans feel closer to BTS emotionally. He has reminded them that the